Chris again, they're going through your newspapers, and Don, even you will agree with me on this, that when it comes to brightening people up on a blue Monday, on any Monday, who better than your cohort today? Mr. Bottle Sunshine himself.
I was once introduced on stage as Akabusi, the guy with the gregarious laugh, which is very hard to ignore, but well worth the effort. So there you go.
Well done. It is a gift, mate. It is a gift.
No, I mean, some people love it, other people hate it, but
no, they don't.
Wherever I go, I'll bring a little bit of sunshine, a little bit. Someone say to me, Akabusi, turn it down a little bit.
But listen. No, you are good, and people always do say when you come on, not only do you talk sense and you're interesting to listen to, but you bring laughter, and laughter is contagious.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Meanwhile, that blonde bird on the end, get rid of her.
No.
Shall we talk about my story? You can say nice things about me if you want.
Yeah. So tell us about today and the effects of today, Blue Monday.
No, I'm not going to now because you weren't nice. You were nice to him anyway. Anyways, this is the Daily Star, great columnist. This is basically today is the most depressing day of the year, unless you're working with Chris Ovs. And it's January. We're all skin, gloomy weather, long nights, paying those credit card bills off, and basically, so officially, it's the day that we all skive off work as well because we're all too depressed to go to work. Obviously, Chris Akabusi accepted.
But you know what? I'd put a serious point to that. I'm actually skiving to get into work. I'm not work ready. I'm not totally work fit.
I know.
But to get out of the house, not to be there watching
Good morning, Ruth.
Boxed set. Well, she's out too. She's on loose swimming today. But, the darkness that there is, the rain, the weather, the awfulness, and anybody who's nursing any sort of sickness or nursing anyone in their home or whatever it is, it's just, you really appreciate company, you really appreciate getting out and about.
I think you're right, and you said when you first came back, Eamonn, that it's like, when you are resting, as you will know as well, Chris, from any injury, any long-term illness, it's the hardest part of it. Recovery is the hardest part. So you sit at home and it's like you don't know what to do with yourself, and it is depressing. I mean, the point of this story is that more and more people are bunking off because they want to, but the opposite does apply. Sitting at home all the time is not good for you.
No,
it really isn't. But officially everyone's depressed today.
Isabel, here's a story that's got us all excited, got us interested. Explain the Marks & Spencer situation.
So, apparently, and this was new this morning, Marks & Spencer are planning to ramp up its store overhaul, and these are all-line stores, so it's not just food stores. They're going to be selling all of their bits and bobs. They're opening 20 new shops across the UK, and most excitingly of all, creating 3,400 jobs. And we're talking about places from right across the country, from the Bullring in Birmingham, the Trafford Centre in Manchester, as well as in retail parks and high streets across key cities, and 12 new food halls, including in Stockport, Barnsley, and the seaside town of Largs in North Ayrshire.
See, the question is, Chris, how are they able to do this? Because we're told the high street's down, we're told there's a cost of living crisis, and yet they seem to be investing when other people aren't investing.
Yeah, so the big stores seem to be in the big shopping centres.
Yes.
And when you've got a Marks & Spencer's in those centres, it does lift it up. It does say something about the footfall and the sort of people that you're trying to attract. Like you said, Bullring, the Trafford Centre. These got Leeds and Liverpool. These got high footfall. So these are the full-line centres they're talking about, but actually there's still going to be a reduction in some of those centres, and they're going to invest in a food store, because actually it's the food store element that is...
It's paying the bills.
Yeah, it's paying the bills, and the most attractive. And if you can remember, if you're in the noughties, those very beautiful adverts, that delicious...
Oh, God, yeah.
And the way she described the food...
An Irish accent.
Yes.
Kerwin, was it?
Oh, yeah, and it was just...
I think they could do with a male Irish accent.
Yeah. I think so. Somebody just in his 60s.
All right, Eamonn, sell me a Percy pig now, come on.
This isn't just any breakfast show. This is the Eamonn and Isabel breakfast show on GBNEWS. Something like that.
Mate, I've got to tune in.
Do you know what I would say? I mean, we had a Marks & Spencer curry over the weekend, and we had a prawn cocktail, Marks & Spencer's, and had something else. And I would just say, lay off the salt, guys. Ruth says I'm particularly salt sensitive.
Yes, COVID,
do you think?
long COVID.
Do you think?
No, I don't know. I haven't tried those, but yeah, I mean.
But do you think that after COVID you can be more sensitive then?
Yes. Processed food, if you buy a ready-made, they're always high in salt. Can I just read you a quote from the chief exec?
Yes.
He says the outperformance of our recently relocated and renewed stores gives us the confidence to go faster in our plan. So they obviously think they're onto something with this.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's hope other people follow suit with this one. Cancel culture at university. This is page 10 of the Times, Dawn.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Rishi Sunak is preparing to appoint the UK's first free speech czar, with powers to ensure academics and visiting the university speakers are not cancelled. Now, this is growing concern that cancel culture is rife. You can't have a speaker talking about feminism because it might be transphobic. Several women have cancelled because of that one. We know that. And, you know, the thing is, universities are meant to be the hotbed of debate. They're meant to be meeting people from different walks of life, different people, and debating different things. It's meant to be broadening your horizons. And now it seems to be the opposite, and we're closing things down. You can't say this, you can't do that, we can't have this, we can't learn about that. I mean, they were even at one point sort of like, you know, putting trigger warnings on great works of art and literature in case students got upset. So I can understand why, I mean, whether we need a czar to work through it and look over it, or whether we just go to universities, stop being so silly.
No, you need a czar. If you do need a czar, you need to fight them at their own game.
Right, okay, Eamonn, it's going to cost money.
Well, I think you've got to.
You just send a directive. You stop being silly. Stop being stupid. You send your young people to university to get out of that myopic place called home, where mum and dad are the bastion of all knowledge, to go out into the big bad world, to hear different views, to contend for your own particular perspective, and be surprised by joy when you are enlightened by somebody else's point of view that can take you on a whole new journey.
Do you know what I'd love to do? The journey I'd love to go on now. That David Hockney exhibition in London, which is it 3D and it's interactive and it's also. Have you heard about that? No.
It's brilliant.
I was getting confused with a different one on at the moment, but you're talking about the one at the Royal Academy, or where is it?
I don't know where it is, but
there was one.
London, but we should investigate it.
Okay.
He's an amazing man.
Yeah.
82 or whatever it is, and he wears lime green Crocs. My wife bans my Crocs.
He doesn't have a wife problem, does he?
No, he doesn't have.
I sort of might be with Ruth on this one, to be honest with you.
The most comfortable shoes ever.
Yeah, but they look a bit rubbish. Sorry. Sorry, Little.
Right, let's talk about early retirement. Perils of it being flagged by the Express. This is a huge problem for the UK economy. Apparently, post-COVID, we've got the biggest, what do they call it, the Great Resignation. You can't get people back into the workplace.
Yeah, no, and I can understand why. So, I mean, basically what they're saying is, when you think about it, when you're young, and when I say young, I'm talking about in your 20s and 30s, one of the great drives is that, I'm going to really work hard, earn a lot of money. When I get into my 50s or 60s, I'll retire on a lovely, pot. And what they're saying here is that actually, it's an early retirement stopped before high levels of cognitive impairment and a slow memory can be found. This is latest research. So that the benefits of retirement, relaxing, enjoying yourself, are outweighed by the costs, a potential rise in dementia. But I think, when I was reading, I was going to think, well, it depends what you call retirement. So you might retire from your 9 to 5, if there is such a thing. But it doesn't mean you stop social interaction. It doesn't mean you stop engaging with the world. It doesn't mean you stop taking on real hard line issues and keeping your dendrites firing. You don't need to sit back
the biggest impediment to retirement is running out of money.
Yes.
And
I think people underestimate how much old age is going to cost them.
Yeah.
Well, there was a survey recently that, I think it was like you need something like £60,000 a year to enjoy a comfortable retirement, which is an awful lot of money. But it's basically keep your brain occupied, keep going, do a hobby, get out and about, don't cut yourself off, don't sit in front of the telly.
I'm lucky
unless you're watching this.
What Chris described is, I thought that would be the dream. I'd go on cruises and things. First of all, you can't afford them. Secondly, I I really enjoy my job. I really enjoy what I do. And I'm very blessed. I mean, we are very, very lucky with what we do by and large. But I mean, if you were in some sort of particularly, your body tells you for a physical job, you just can't do it anymore.
If you're mining, cracking up the roads and stuff.
I have two brothers who are carpet fitters, and one of them's a year younger than me, and I couldn't do what he does.
No.
I couldn't do it at all.
Although then again, I spoke to one of my guys, my golfing partners. His dad, 82, still works on a farm and is absolutely heaving and chucking things about. And he's 82.
Wow.
So and his wife passed away, but he still gets a load of pleasure in working with his hands and tooling the fields, etc. So
do you know? I always, every time you talk about, I used to be a farming reporter. I just respect, round of applause for the farmers.
Absolutely. Every time.
Yeah.
Right, should we talk about the air and the spare? We've got time. I mean, a bit of a strange front page from
Do we have to?
Yeah, come on.
I just thought we were going to have a royal Harry 3-day. Harry envied Will's sausage. Now, we all know, I mean, Harry has written quite a bit about various sausages in his book, hasn't he? Frozen ones, circumcised ones. And he goes, this is a real sausage. This is the fact that Harry is now allegedly moaned when he was a kid, and he only got 2 sausages for breakfast, where Big Brother William got 3 sausages. And this is an interview with our
He's not serious, is it serious?
Yes. Yeah, he's upset about that.
It's sibling. It's the origins of sibling rivalry.
But why would you differ? Did this happen once, or did this happen all?
Less than my son, because she's younger and smaller.
It's much smaller. Much smaller.
Yeah, I think that's the point, isn't it? If a child is smaller, you give him slightly less. But Paul Burrow was insinuating this whole sibling rivalry breakdown between the 2 brothers is based on a sausage.
Oh dear.
A surprise is what Scars won. But anyway, on this Blue Monday, thank you too for making it a sort of bright yellow or orange or whatever
like
it is.
Like a Hockney exhibition.
Tell us where the Hockney exhibition
I looked
is.
it up. I got it wrong. It is the Light Room in King's Cross, apparently, and coming out next month.
See, that could be a wee morning out for us. It could be.
Team outing.
Dawn and Chris, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
very much.
Good day. Thank you.